Episode 9 is the first girl power episode. So do I really have to say any more than that? Other than that the guys get kidnapped by a female monster who has bug eyes for boobs? Honestly. So the two female Goseiger are fighting the female monster, and all of a sudden a new Gosei card pops up in front of Gosei Pink, which allows her to summon the Skick Brothers. You know, there used to be a time in Super Sentai where Rangers had to fight and train and earn their accessories and upgrades. Honestly, they're giving these things away like free candy without even trying. How depressing. Of course, the Skick Brother Set comes with its own Gosei card which can be inserted into the Tensou. Tensou! Still annoyingly loud. Taka is Japanese for falcon, so that makes this a falcon header. Which admittedly, I kind of like this one best of the three, so yeah, pretty good. There's enough. And its special gimmick is that you press this button on top and heads separate. So now you got 3 heads, and it shoots lightning with this. So that is Taka header. Terra header, which is obviously a pterodactyl, which looks just as badass as Taka header, by the way. And its special feature is it can open its mouth when you slide this thing back and forth. It's actually springed. You have to push against the spring, then you let go. Yeah, let me try that again. There, see? Okay. Terra header. Crow header, which actually looks more like a pelican, in my opinion. You'd think they'd be able to paint this black because it's, well, a crow, but of course the other two Skick Brothers have red and white, so naturally this one has to have red and white as well. Push the button on top and bonk. Now the problem is these mouth segments are really loose. They don't have springs or anything, so you could just, it's actually kind of difficult. It won't stay closed 100%. Crow header. As with any other header set, you can attach the Skick Brothers to a Gosei blaster. And they all still make this sound. In my opinion, compared to all the other headers we have to work with, the 3 Skick Brothers actually don't look too bad when attached to a Gosei blaster. The other thing I've noticed is that even though all 3 of them have wheels on the bottom of them, Terra and Crow balance terribly. They tip over so easily. And, oh yeah, by the way, this only has 2 wheels on it because it's got one of those bar wheel thingies on it. I don't know what this is called, but yeah, they're going all Flintstones on it. With Taka header, you don't have to worry about that because it actually has 3 wheels on it. But anyways, yeah. And so that is all that the Skick Brothers can do by themselves. Couple quick changes before we get started. Actually, one little change before we get started. Pull the beak down. Careful, watch your fingers. And open the mouth. Pull the beak down. Careful, watch your fingers. And open the mouth. And we're done. Now let's put it all together. This over here. This over here. Put this right here. Notice there is no little door that you can flip open. The head is just always there, or rather the face. Push open the button on the back. And there you have Skick Gosei Great. Unlike Skick Gosei Great and Landic Gosei Great, Skick Gosei Great keeps all the headers real close to each other. And it's also the first time we utilize the wing-mounted header points. Not much to say at this point. It is what it is. The head is kind of appropriately badass looking for a Super Sentai Robo. Skick Goseiger has one of two attacks available to it. There's the Skick Sonic, where all three headers emit some kind of energy sound waves. And then there's the Skick Strike finisher, where Skick Goseiger impales itself through a villain as it's flying through the air. Typically, information involving a brand new Super Sentai series doesn't start popping up until late October, early November. And this has been the standard for, 35 years now. And usually the first images we get of the toys or of the Rangers themselves are from grainy magazine scans made by fans. But the official stuff usually doesn't show up until December or January, thereabouts. A funny thing happened to me regarding the mecha from Goseiger, which didn't happen with any of the previous Super Sentai series since I discovered it in 2003. It's a brand new series, we've never seen anything like it before, the grainy pictures are coming out, and oh, that stuff looks kind of interesting. We're getting more animals. Oh, they're going to have some mechanical features to them. Wait, didn't we just get out of that in Goseiger? So initially, of course, it's kind of interesting looking. Actually, with Goseiger, I was kind of scratching my head when I first saw those pics, but it actually turned out to be not too bad. At least not as bad as these characters. The first of the accessory Tensou Gattai Series sets came out in early March, and a couple days later I got some detailed pictures of the Skick Brother Set. Now, keep in mind, I haven't really seen anything detailed until this point. Yeah, I'd seen Goseiger and is kind of becoming less and less appealing. Okay, I'll wait until the accessory mecha come out, and then I'll make my judgment. So, I looked at those pictures of the Skick Brothers. I scanned through them, saw them individually, saw them when they were combined, saw the features they offered. And when all was said and done, I started laughing. And I didn't stop laughing for about 6 minutes. Literally, ladies and gentlemen, I was wrathful. Unbelievable. It was shocking. It was one of the few times in my life where something I saw was so bad that it was actually funny. Oh, I wanted to gouge my... It was so hilarious. I have difficulty even describing it now. It was so hilarious, I couldn't stop laughing. Like, I'd collect myself, I'd get up, and I'd try to change the page back to the preview page, and it got funnier and funnier the more I looked at it. It was great. It was awesome. They're terrible. A couple weeks later, the Landic brothers came out, and I didn't laugh as hard or as long. I just more shook my head and sighed real loudly. And a couple weeks after that, the Skick Brother Set came out. And I didn't laugh at all, and I didn't really shake my head in sorrow. Actually, at that point, my reaction was rather subdued, because I knew how bad it was. As the months went by, I still hadn't gotten any samplers from Goseiger yet, so I had a chance to really chew on these things, really think about what I was going to do when those samplers came. Because I knew I wasn't really liking what I saw. And it occurred to me that of all the header accessory sets, the Skick Brother Set was actually the lesser of 5 evils. And so there are 2 reasons, and only 2 reasons, why I got this particular accessory set. The first one is that I'm the Super Sentai reviewer guy on CollectionDX.com. So I kind of have to give you guys tastes of what's out there. I already had the Tensou, already had the Gosei Blaster, already had Goseiger, but I didn't have any of the accessory mecha. And when it came down to it, and watching how the headers interacted with the mecha and stuff, I realized that I could get just one of any of them without really having to worry about combiners or anything like that. So I decided to shoot specifically and only for the Skick Brothers because they were, in my opinion, the most tolerable of the 5. The other 2, of course, being the Exotic Brothers Set and Mystic Brothers Set. And I don't want those either. So the first reason I got these mostly is because I needed to show you guys what was out there. And honestly, it's not that bad. It's kind of a prerequisite that you have to like both the Goseiger mecha and the header accessory gimmick. If you don't like either one of those, then don't even bother, because these things will just fill up your shelves with useless crap and you don't need it. But with these header brothers sets, at least they do something that the standard headers on the Goseiger don't do. Although I don't entirely agree with the coloring of Crow header, which I discussed earlier. And I gotta admit that the individual gimmicks on these guys actually work slightly better and is slightly more interesting than the other 4 header sets. And I know there's that whole thing I said in an earlier video where I said Since when are over-the-shoulder cannons on a giant robot not sexy in some fashion? So that was the first reason I got this. And the other reason that I got the Skick Brother Set was so that I could do this. But you're gonna have to wait for the next video.